Yo, welcome back to the channel. Today we have another Hush figure. This time it is the Mafex Nightwing. Now, like I said, when I got the Batman, it was almost the start of an addiction because then I started getting Superman and then now Nightwing. I think the final figure I'll get out of the Hush line will probably be Catwoman, but we'll have to see. So starting off immediately, this is a very simple sculpt in terms of design. I mean, it's just a matte black suit with the blue logo and then the blue mask. Taking a closer look at the sculpt, you can see it's just the kind of basic Mafex buff body, if that's what you want to call it. Just, you can see the abs, there's musculature, and then obviously there's the very clearly designed V taper. And obviously there's Nightwing ass, so there's that. So in terms of the design, this is a very cool design for Nightwing. My favorite part about it is how the blue line extends all the way down to the middle finger and the ring finger. I think it's a cool design. But yeah, this figure looks great. It looks especially great next to Batman and Superman, of course, from the same Hush line. It goes to look at the face, you can see it's just a basic... Here, let me get a... just a basic Dick Grayson look. The long hair, the blue mask, the pale skin tone. The one thing is I do wish his head had a bit more of a smirk on it, but I mean, same thing with the Superman. For the purposes of the figure, I think it still looks great. Moving on to articulation, being a Mafex, you can push him. So he looks up really far, that's like Injustice levels of neck crack far. He can look down, he can look side to side, and he obviously has really good tilt. Now, this butterfly joint is actually, it does work way better than the Batman and Superman because he is a leaner build, meaning there's more of a cut into the body, so you can put his arms across it. You can move his arms back. You can actually pull the entire joint out if that's what you want to do. But he can T-pose very nicely. You just kind of have to push the joints, but he can T-pose. He has a bicep swivel, double joints that bend in pretty far. They are a little bit limited, but still looks nice. And he has the usual 1/12 wrist peg. This one's like this. So like the other figures, his upper torso crunch literally barely moves at all, but his bottom crunch is where he moves a bit more. Though he is really limited. I don't know if this is my copy. I don't know if I'm meant to push it more, but there's that. He does move back really far for those acrobatic poses. He can turn side to side and he can tilt. Pretty good. I would say be careful of any like paint rub right here. This is a shiny matte black, so scratches are going to be more visible. He does have the usual drop down legs. Mine are a bit tight, so bear with me. He can kick pretty high. I'm sure there's more to it. It's just mine, again, they're tight. He has thigh swivel, double jointed knees that bend in pretty far. Hold on, look, see, mine got stuck right there. Gotta be careful with that. And he does have pretty good ankle movement. His ankles move up. They move down pretty far, and he has really good pivot. And then finally, he does have toe movement. So you can get him leaning off a building or doing acrobatic stuff, whatever you need him to do. Let's pose him up real quick before moving on to the accessories. Now, accessory-wise, I do think what he comes with is honestly pretty much perfect. There's not much more that you need a Nightwing figure to come with. So what he does come with is pretty much perfect. I think I said the same thing twice, so you're going to have to excuse me. This looks a little whack. Let me try fixing it. Every time I try to pose on camera, I always make something that looks whack. Don't know why. Maybe I just can't pose on camera. I don't know. So here's a pose that actually does look good. So there's that. So accessory-wise, it does come with a lot. He comes with a secondary head sculpt of an angry Grayson. This is when Batman calls him Dick, so there's that. The hair is a bit more flaunted out in this, so maybe this is like mid-fight, mid-pose, whatever you want to do with it. He comes with an extra back piece, and this is because you want to attach the batons. Grab the wrong ones. You want to attach the batons somehow. Hold on, they're rolling off my desk. You want to attach the batons somehow, so these ones they just slide in. Like so. Like that. Now, taking off the back is a little difficult, I'm not going to lie to you. So this entire back part needs to come off, and what I recommend doing is if you have nails, just kind of go from under and pry it like so. Then up top, you just want to wiggle it out. These pegs are really small, so you don't want to break those. But there's that back part, and then you just attach this like so. I'm probably going to display mine like this. I'm just going to push it in all the way. So there's that. And you just have a clean back part. I do like the look it gives. It gives him more of a complete look, I'll say. Because it looks like his gear is actually on him versus him just pulling these batons out of nowhere. So the gear is on him there. Alright. Speaking of the batons, you do get a wired version. So this is for posing where you want them like grappling, jumping off buildings, stuff like that. This wire shouldn't come out. I have seen pictures of people just pulling it out on accident, so hopefully it doesn't happen with my copy. He does come with a lot of hands. He does come with these relaxed hands, and all the hands have that nice blue detail. This is relaxed throwing stuff wherever you need him to do. These hands are just, you know, out for grabbing things or, you know, jumping off a building, throwing things, stuff like that. He has these almost Superman flight hands for, you know, acrobatic stuff, because this is Dick Grayson I'm talking about. He is the acrobat. And he does come with these hands that can hold the baton. There's a giant hole right there. Here, let's grab one. So you can see they do just slide in pretty easily. It is a tight hold, so you shouldn't have to worry about that falling out. Let me attach this real quick. And finally, it does have these Spider-Man hands, but you'll see why. There's a peg there. And this peg is for probably one of my favorite accessories. It is just this spinning effect. You have to attach it right now. Just give me a sec. It's so this spinning effect. Well, there goes the plastic. But it's so this spinning effect to make it look like he's twirling the batons in his hand. Put that back on. So you get a right version and you get a left version as well. And you get both effects, so you can do him dual wielding the batons. The peg port is kind of hard to find, but just be patient. Excuse that, but there we go. So that is all the accessories. Now we can move on to size comparisons. We'll compare him to the other Hush figures in the line. Starting with, of course, Batman, you know, the GOAT, and his mentor. So this Batman was posed, so you're going to have to ignore the flaunty cape. But you can see Nightwing is on the not stockier side, he's on the leaner side. So he's not taller than Batman, but I do think this is a good size. He is compared to the Hush Superman. So Superman and Batman are obviously taller than Nightwing, but I do think this is a good size for Nightwing to be. There we go, on his ankles. There we go. So I think this is a good size for the figures in total. If I ever do get that Catwoman, I will compare them, but there's this. He is compared to a McFarlane or DC Multiverse. I forget which brand this one is. This is the Arkham Knight. Nightwing, as you can see, he towers over the 6-inch. So, I mean, there's that. He is compared to a Mezco Joker. And it seems like Nightwing is slightly, almost shorter. I believe shorter. Maybe they're on the same height, but I think Joker's hair here is kind of giving him a little poof. And Mezco just look bigger because they're a little more disproportionate, I'll say. Like, their heads are way bigger, so it could give him that. Or that could be why he looks taller. Let's get them out of the way. Here he is compared to an SHF Spider-Man. So you can see Nightwing is still on the taller side. He's not as tall as Batman or Superman, but he's still taller than the Spider-Man. He's actually almost the same size. So there's that. I do think this Nightwing will fit well into your collection. Oh wait, hold on, one last figure. Those are fun. Here he is compared to a Marvel Legends Iron Man. So like I was saying, Nightwing will fit into your collection. He is a really cool looking figure. He can fit into a comic display, maybe even an Arkham Knight display. You saw from the design, these two have similar looks. The V isn't connected, but it still is there. So yeah, this is a really good figure. I can't wait to take pictures and to make some good poses with them. Hope you enjoyed the video. We are at 220 subscribers. Let's hope we can get more. But yeah, thank you for the support. Stay safe out there. God bless.